to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, conceal carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
and we are back. We are somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho, in the war room.
Episode 1200.
12. I thought we were 2,000.
No, we said last episode, this next episode was going to be 1200.
1,200 it is. Episode. I don't know. I have no idea what episode this really is, but we're going to call it 1,200.
I hope that's right. I hope I remembered that right.
1,200. I think you guys have been over here, or you've been over here quite a bit. So I think it's 1,200.
Okay.
Okay, 1,200.
Agreed.
So it's just me and Mark today. Dean had some other obligations. For anyone who's wondering, Dean did go and have his surgery. He had his back. I don't know what he had, something up with his back, but he had
a bacchiotomy.
A bacchiotomy.
Bacchiotomy.
And maybe they made him taller while he was in there. But anyhow, he did check in with me today. He said the surgery went well. I think he had the week off of work, and he said the only thing Second Amendment related he did was watch the reruns of the A-Team.
I know the A-Team.
It's where they shoot, but no one ever hits anything.
Yeah, kind of like Star Wars.
Kind of like the stormtroopers.
Yep.
So anyhow, he'll be back. I don't know when he'll be back. He'll be back sometime. Maybe next weekend. So as everyone probably noticed, we didn't have a show last weekend. It was Memorial Day. I was busy. Everyone was freaking busy. Did you do anything fun for Memorial Day?
Not on Memorial Day. I had to work Memorial Day. But I did Sunday. I went out shooting.
I'm glad somebody did something fun.
Yeah, I went through some rounds.
Did you?
Yeah, put some holes in some wood.
Some holes in some. You shot some wood.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever, man.
Big holes.
Big holes. That's good. That's good. I went on a couple long runs. I got my race coming up in a couple weeks. I think I put in, over the weekend, I went a few different times. I put in close to almost 30 miles.
Jeez.
So, yeah, my old legs and my old knees are feeling it. I mean, I'm not I'm not even going to call myself a runner, really. But it's, we'd run like 6 or 7 miles, and then we'd scarf down a freaking Cliff Bar.
Let me understand this right. You run for fun?
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it, but my knees are not. My knees are starting to get real achy, and I don't know. We'll see. I got my big races coming up in a couple weeks. It's up in the mountains. It's an ultra marathon, is what it is. Trail run. It's a 50K. So
if it's in the mountains, just don't be the last person.
That's right.
That way, if a bear's chasing all of you,
yeah,
you're good.
Exactly. And there's a story we're going to talk about here in a minute, but this race actually starts at like 5,000 feet. I go up to like almost 8,000 feet, then I drop down to 5, and then I go back up to 8, and then back down to 5 again.
Ooh, that's going to mess with your oxygen levels.
32 miles. That's the easy race.
Oh, wow.
The next one I have in July is up to 10,000 feet. But anyhow, I'll have a good report after this race.
Are you going to GoPro some of that?
I am actually. I got a little selfie stick GoPro thing, and so I'm gonna GoPro the highs and the lows as far as my attitude, because I bet you about 10 miles, 15 miles in, and my attitude's going to change tremendously.
I would imagine so.
So I am going to carry too. I've got this little. Because I talked about carrying when I first started doing this, kind of before I actually started doing the podcast, really. I was trying to come up with some kind of holster or some way I was going to carry. I was going to get just a revolver. I was going to carry I wanted to carry even a 44 mag or something like that, short barreled. But what I'm going to end up doing, I think, because anyhow, they cost a lot of money, and I've spent just a ton of money on this race and everything else I need. So I'm gonna carry my shield, my 45.
There you go.
And I've got this hydration pack with this little pocket. I've been tucking it and putting it in a holster and velcroing it into this pocket. It actually works really well. So I'm gonna carry it like that and see if I can scare a bunch of the granolas on the race, so they can't see it, but you could definitely see an outline in the pocket.
Well, that's good.
So we'll see what happens.
They won't even know what it is.
If I fall over, and I need of help, they may not come to my aid.
Yeah, that's true.
But I figured if something is chasing us, all I got to do is turn around and put one on my brother's knee.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So that's why I'm carrying it.
Right. You don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun the person behind you.
Exactly. So it's been a couple weeks since we've been on here. Lots of articles come through that we were passing around in our little joint text message thing. I just love that thing. I send you guys. I try not to send them too early in the morning. Sometimes it's like 3:30 in the morning, and I want to like post stuff, but I'm afraid I'm going to wake people up. So I don't.
Well, I don't mind that. I think like when you and I get in a conversation or something, and Dean's reading everything that we're talking about.
Well, Dean doesn't freaking respond.
That's true. I try to, but by the time I'm done with work, I always forget about it.
Yeah, because you aren't supposed to use your phone at work, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and mine's with me all the time. I'm not supposed to have it either, but I do. But anyhow, there's an article, I think it was in Washington State.
Yeah.
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 There's two mountain bikers out riding mountain bikes, and they got attacked. One of them got attacked and killed by a freaking mountain lion.
A cougar.
I think they killed the one guy, and then someone come around the corner, I think, and actually saw the mountain lion attacking the second guy, and he actually had the guy's head in his mouth, and he's trying to drag him away.
Wow.
That's insane.
That is insane.
So the best part, and I'll have to find the article and repost it, or maybe it's so old now probably everyone has seen it. The best part was they were interviewing some other people that like use the trail. One lady's like, "Oh, it's kind of scary to know these things are out here." Well, you're in the middle of the damn forest.
Yeah, what do you expect?
You're lucky it wasn't freaking Sasquatch.
You could be in Washington.
You might see that Sasquatch carrying that PD-10.
Yeah,
maybe
that could be a possibility.
But there was this bearded guy they were talking to. He's sitting in his truck. He's like, I come up here all the time, and I'm not gonna stop coming up here. He's like, and he kind of like looked at someone in his truck, and he looked at the camera. He goes, when I'm out here, I'm always prepared to handle any situation. So he's carrying.
You know what that means, yeah.
Yeah, you know he's carrying. Anyhow, funny story though. I'd watched that like on let's say it was like Tuesday. So Wednesday, I'm talking to someone at work, and I'm saying, no, that's a crazy story. Down where I run is in the canyon. It's in the bottom of the canyon. They've seen mountain lions down there quite a bit actually, and he's like, well, just run with someone slower than you, and then you don't have to worry about it. They'll get the slower guy, and you can make it out of there, And we had a good laugh about it. Well, later on that afternoon, I'm out there and I'm running, and it's just hot. It was one of those days. It was like 80-something degrees down there. It's always hotter in the rocks. And I'm running right down on the bottom of the canyon, but I'm right up next to the edge of the canyon. And the Snake River Canyon's really deep for those of us, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm tucked right up next to the edge, rocks and cliffs, you name it. And I'm thinking, man, I was wondering if there's a mountain lion up in there because they've seen them around there. And I'm thinking this. I got my headphones in, my earbuds in. I'm not listening. My dog, Izzy, is with me. And she always runs behind me. And a funny thing Izzy does is there's a lot of mountain bikers that use these trails. And she doesn't get out of the way when the mountain bikes come up behind me. What she does is she runs into me. She actually kind of runs into the back of my legs, and I feel her, and I jump off the trail. Because I'm running, I'm trying to breathe, I'm trying not to freaking die, and so I got my earphones in, and I'm just kind of lost in my own little world. Probably not the greatest on the situational awareness thing. I will be the first to admit that. Anyhow, I'm thinking about this story and the mountain lion and the fact that they've seen mountain lions down here, and I'm thinking about, well, there's no one running with me, so mountain lion can't pick off anyone slower than me. But I was thinking, well, Izzy's behind me. As much as I love Izzy the trail dog is what I call her, as much as I love her, I was like, the mountain lion will get her. She's the easy prey. She's right there. I no sooner thought that than all of a sudden, bam, Izzy hits me in the back of the freaking legs. I about pissed my pants. I jumped off the trail. I didn't draw it. I'm reaching for my freaking handgun, thinking I'm going to have to fight for my freaking life. I'm thinking there's going to be a mountain lion on top of me in a second. Some mountain bikers, two of them, go driving by, and they give me this look. Their eyes are really big. They're looking at me like, sorry we surprised you, sir.
What's wrong with that guy?
Holy crap. I just turned, I'm sure, pale as a ghost, and I started laughing afterwards. And I was thinking, man, I thought I was gonna die. I really thought I was gonna die. I thought, damn dog.
You're zoned in that moment, and then there you go.
Freaking mountain lions after her. What does she do? She runs up next to me.
Yeah, get him.
So, anyhow, that was my kind of my oh shit story.
I've seen your dog run, and I know she can outrun you.
She
so.
can, but she can. I was in her way, obviously.
Yeah.
She tried to go. She tries to go through me. That doesn't always work out for the best. But other than that, that's my exciting moment for the last couple of weeks. Anyhow, what have you done that's been Second Amendment? Well, besides putting holes in boards.
I don't know, selling guns and that, not too much guns lately. The Memorial Day was actually really good. We did quite a few guns on Memorial Day.
Well, cool. You guys had some guns clearanced out too, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We had a pretty good sale going. Mostly lately it's just been hunt applications after hunt applications, and it's just
speaking of that,
everybody's putting in on the same hunt and just like making it harder and harder for somebody to draw that hunt. So
yeah, I'm putting in for one that's only got 10 bull tags in it. So
you're probably likely to draw it because nobody else is probably going to do it. So
well, I'm putting it in because I want an elk hunt, but then again, it takes a lot of freaking time, and I could be doing something else like duck hunting. 47.
Yeah, I knew. I could
and
tell
so
by the 10.
I'm putting in for that, and me and my kids are all putting in together. And if we don't draw, we're not heartbroken at all. And if we draw, fantastic. I'll put some time into it, and we'll at least get one bull.
There you go.
So
one's better than none.
Gonna go antelope. It's kind of off topic, I guess. Guns, firearms, Speed goats. I'm an antelope hunt for speed goats again this year.
Yeah.
Can't wait. My daughters hopefully can join me if she can get her bow to get drawn back at 40 pounds.
Yeah.
But did you put in for yours?
Not yet. No, Gus is, I don't know. He wants to put in again. We've drawn the last 2 years. Got a big bull on, the first year. And then last year I saw, hundreds of head of elk, but couldn't shoot any of them because they were all on private land.
Well, of course. What about deer?
I haven't gone for deer for a while. I might end up doing that. I don't know.
I was gonna say, it's up to you. Is your boy hunt?
No.
I was gonna say, if you're interested, we've got a spot left open. We just put in for $54, and you're more than welcome to throw in with us, and that'd be number 4 for a group.
For a group?
Yeah, if that's an area you're interested in, just think on it. Let me know. I haven't put in yet.
I might go with my sister and brother-in-law. They got a place down on 46 and.
Oh, there you go.
Right along the canyon there, in the canyon.
Oh, perfect.
So, Murphy Hot Springs.
Murphy's. I'm going to be out at Murphy's tomorrow.
Yeah, they got a cabin down there. So,
headed out to Jarvis. Yeah, get closer here, man. I'm very poor at editing. We all everybody knows that now. See this. You need to lick this.
Okay, I can taste it. You should put some sugar or something on it. Powdered sugar. Ooh, a donut. Oh, today is National
Donut
Donut
Day. You're over there
Day.
licking the freaking microphone. Fantastic. So is that it? Nothing more?
Yeah, it's been a pretty dull week, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to kind of touch on it here a little bit since, I don't know, there's not that many local people that maybe necessarily listen to the podcast. But I'm actually pretty excited, and I'll make it more of an official type announcement. I'm trying to locate a building or something like that I can purchase, but I just got approved for instructor use of UTM rounds. So that'd be kind of like simunition type rounds.
Yeah.
Where you change out the barrel and you buy simunition rounds, and they're coming out about 300 feet per second. You got to wear some protective gear, whatnot.
Safety stuff.
Safety type stuff, and you can do like scenario type work, or even a little bit of, I want to say like force on force to a certain extent.
A little bit, yeah.
So I'm the ball's still rolling. I got approved to purchase it. Just got to find a place to do it. I don't know when that'll go live for me, but it's a pretty good initial investment. Just for like the bare bones. Yeah. But I think that'd be really cool around here.
It would be. I mean, if you can get into some scenario-based training, there's nothing better.
Oh, I think I'm hoping it'd take off, but we'll see. And that for anyone around here who's listening, great. You just got a sneak peek at what I'm doing. Keep it to yourselves. Keep it to yourselves.
Uh-oh, cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. That's right. Other than that, what else have I done? I'm just trying to clean this place up. I have all these people come over here for classes, and I got to stay on top of the lawn mowing. And it seems people look at me like I'm crazy, but I have so many people coming out of here. They can't be walking into just a 2 acres that's falling apart in a jungle and doesn't look nice.
You mean you have to do your adulting?
I have to do my adulting, and my adulting actually, overflows into affecting my business, and so I've got to do the adulting for the freaking business. It's not all about shooting guns.
Goes hand in hand, I guess, huh?
It does, I guess. I should be building a better backstop out here and fixing a target holder and stuff, and I've yet to do that. I look at those railroad ties, and I just don't. I'm an old man. I'm tired.
Railroad ties are not fun to play with.
And I don't. I think we need to have a Patriot Defense Podcast work day.
You should just get people signed up for a class and be like, hey, guess what? We're not actually doing a class today. We're building a range.
We're having a work day. I get Dean over here, but he just got his freaking back worked on.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be a good idea.
He might point stuff, that goes there.
Dean's a great guy, but Dean don't like manual labor. He'll be the first one to tell you that.
Yeah. Hire somebody.
Absolutely hates it. We should probably talk about guns.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Certain one in particular you want to talk about, or
Well, let's. Okay, so I have a
variants of them, maybe.
A what?
A variant of them.
A variant. Hey, great segue, because I was off track for a minute.
Okay.
I have a radio show that I do every Friday. I've mentioned it before. For anyone local, it's on KLIX 1310 AM. We come on at 8 o'clock. We are off at 9 o'clock. The guy, and I'm not going to name any names, but the guy that's on the show with me, there's another guy, and then there's a guy who runs the board. Bill Cawley's name is the host, and we're kind of like co-hosts. And got into a discussion today about I'm always knocking 1911s. I don't have a problem with 1911s. I mean, they're okay to shoot. I've shot them. I don't own one, and I wish Dean was here because Dean's got a couple Save Queens. I know for sure.
I think he might get some. His nostrils might start flaring if you start bashing on him.
I know. We'd have to give him some Percocet and try to calm him. No, it doesn't calm him down, though, does it?
Well, in his own way, I think.
In his own way. But anyhow, we started talking about 1911s and this and that, and this guy went off like crazy on me because he likes his 1911s, and I'm thinking 1911, okay, it's a 45. You're holding like 8 or 9, 6 rounds. I don't know what the typical 1911 45 holds.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
And he tells me, he goes, well, I can hold 16 in mine. I'm like, 16? What are you shooting, a 45? He goes, no, my 1911's a 9mm. And I just kind of stared at him. And I'm like, if you're shooting a 1911 variant that's a 9mm, are you really shooting a 1911, or are you shooting a 1911 variant?
That would be, that's a good argument. I mean, some people would say, yes, you still are, and some people say, no, it's not the traditional, true 1911.
It's not.
And to me, I would say it's not the traditional, true 1911. So
Moses Browning would be pissed.
Yeah. Yep.
So I just got, I don't know. I see more articles about people with their take these their 1911s, especially the big name Kimber.
Yeah, Kimber.
And they'll take these 1911s to the class and to a class, not my class, a class, and they'll jam up, they'll foul up, they have problems, they quit working. They just aren't, and I'm not pushing Glock, and I'm not pushing the other ones, but I'm just like, know what you have there.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth, and I was arguing with this guy about 1911s, and I'm like, well, you carry your, he goes, oh, I don't carry my 1911.
That's a heavy carry gun. I mean,
it is. Like, what do you carry?
Even the scandium frame or something, it's still heavy.
Yeah. He carries a G43.
A little Glock.
So he's defending 1911s,
With
but he doesn't even freaking
carrying a Glock.
He doesn't even carry one.
Yeah.
So anyhow, but that brings up another discussion, right? Of little gun versus full size gun. And I'm not talking caliber. I'm just talking size, frame size guns.
So just in the 1911s alone, you have the Micro series, which they claim is a miniature version of a 1911.
They're kind of a bitch to shoot.
They are small. The 380s especially are too small. Even with an extended mag, it's just too small for me.
Right.
The women love them, and I guess I get that. But a lot of times, the slide issue always is a problem.
Right.
I don't know. A 1911 variant isn't necessarily always the best way to go. There's a lot more parts and pieces to them.
Right.
There's a lot more involved in them because of all the little pieces and parts.
Can I take a 1911 and beat it down into the sand and pick it up and have it run?
Possibly, but not. I don't know.
Not for very long.
Not for very long, probably.
Tolerances are so
tight.
They're so tight. There's no room.
Right. It's just don't get me wrong, they're a great looking gun.
So you need a sloppy loose gun like
Yeah.
like a Glock.
Yeah, I mean they're great looking guns. Even the little miniature, the micros and the SIG's version, Springfield's version, all of those miniature ones are great looking guns. Really nice materials that they use.
Right.
But to me, I don't know. It's a great looking gun that costs a lot of money.
Well, so let's not even talk 1911s now. Let's talk a full size, a full frame gun versus a little gun, and
for carrying or just for general?
For carrying.
Okay.
For carrying, not whether or not you can handle a little gun. Okay.
Right.
We're just talking about carrying. So I'm a bigger guy. You're a tall, big guy too. I know you carry a smaller gun, right?
Most of the time I carry a shield.
Most of the time, all the time, I carry
the VP9.
The VP9, and
Right.
it's not huge, but it's a decent gun. I used to carry one that was even slightly bigger and more bulky, which was my XDM.
Yeah.
With the 3.8 barrel on it.
In the wintertime, if I'm wearing more clothes, I try to carry my Glock 19. It's a compact, but it's still bigger than my shield.
So how many rounds in your shield?
8.
How many rounds in your Glock 19?
15.
So if you were to get into, I know no one's looking for a gunfight.
Right.
Okay. But, we see, these things like in schools. Let's say you happen to be at a school and anyhow you decided to defend yourself or whatever. So you got this shooter, he's shooting, AR-15, he's whatever. There's lots going on. Your shot rate is going to drop under 80%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're gonna miss. You're gonna miss like 80% of your shots when you're under stress and you're shooting. That's the way it goes. So, a small gun. Is it better to go with a small gun with fewer rounds, or would it be nice to have my 15 or 16 rounds?
Capacity is always nice. That's a given.
Right.
It comes down to concealability. If you are concealed carrying, if you're just open carrying, why not just go with the big boy? But I don't know. I mean,
I'm afraid to go down this road, Mark, because I'm not picking on you. And I don't want you to think I'm picking on you, but it's just my thoughts I'm putting out there to anyone and I have little guns too, and I do carry one occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but my thoughts are carrying should almost be uncomfortable. You should know you have the firearm. If you have to work at it, that's not a bad thing. I would rather have a little discomfort and more rounds,
right,
than I would carry a little tiny gun that would be more comfortable to carry. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's not necessarily being comfortable.
Right.
Like I have a great holster for my Glock. It's
Right.
just if I'm just wearing a t-shirt, it's a little harder to conceal just because of the size of it. I
Right.
guess. But I mean, being comfortable, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it, wearing it. It's just the t-shirt doesn't cover it very well. So
I got these guys that come into my class and they have little guns and they like to throw them in like a little tiny holster in their pocket. And that just drives me absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are big guys. I'm like, carry a freaking full-size gun. You can get away with it. Do it.
right. No,
Right?
and I mean, ultimately, my most favorite gun to shoot is my full-size 2.0.
Carry that sucker all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
all the time.
no
No
I
one's,
easily could. It's just
no one's going to notice it. No one, even if your shirt
Yeah.
prints, if nobody really
Unless you're
notices.
really looking for it.
I'm running with
I don't
that.
know anybody that does.
I'm running with that 45 shield in my little hydration vest, which is really tight. In fact, I look like a fat man in a little coat. It's like you put it on and you suck it against your body. It's made so it doesn't chafe your nipples. It's made so it doesn't rub on you when you're running. That's what it's for.
Built-in Band-Aids, does it?
I don't have to have Band-Aids if I wear that.
Oh, okay.
So I let the hair grow back. I'm all natural around. Never mind. All natural around the nipple area now.
That's good.
Yeah. So anyhow. So when I put the gun in the pocket, you can see the shape of a freaking gun there, and I've been running with it like that for a long time, and no one's ever said a word.
Yeah.
No one. I don't think anybody notices. I notice first thing I look in the mirror, but no one notices really, right? I mean,
I mean, unless you're
have you seen the
unless
size
you're
of
open
phones
carrying in a grocery store and then you whip it out in front of the cashier.
Oh my gosh! So I'm gonna fill this. Actually, you know what? I should see if I can pull it up.
Can you put a link on there?
I will put a link.
Does it really have a link to it, or?
Yeah, I will pull it up. Give me a minute. I'll pull it up on my Facebook. So there's tell them about the Facebook page while I'm looking this up. What it's called, Rants and Raves.
Magic Valley Rants and Raves. So, it's been a while since I've been on it, but people get on there and they say, great things about certain things. Like, I know the last one I read was about the Twin Falls Police Department. They had a great thing to say about them. And then there's if you have something bad to say, you can say that as well. So it's just like, that's what it is. Rants and raves, pretty much.
And what it is, and so actually, I think the site it started off good, intended well, and it's funny as heck to keep track of what's going on there because it's almost, there's good stuff on there. People say this or that, and some people actually use the page for what it's built for. But what it is I think it's set up to almost entrap somebody to say something, and then they just
it totally is
berate the hell out of
they're
them.
looking for they're trolling for people.
There's like a group of like 6 people that just come alive on there. Anyhow, this has happened local. This is over in Twin Falls. We have a grocery store there called Smith's. Okay, and this is the kind of thing that's going to affect our gun rights and make gun owners look like idiots.
Oh yeah, easily idiots.
So let me read this. This is great. This guy posts, rant. He goes, to the guy open carrying at Smith's. Nothing says look at me like open carrying in a state where all legal gun owners can carry concealed. If I'm shooting up the place, you're my first target. Not a threat, just a point to consider. Worse, though, is you pulling out your your pistol, at the checkout line like a third-grade show and tell and showing it to everybody. People like you are the reason others have their rights infringed on. Why in the hell would you be at a grocery store in the checkout line paying where the register's open or whatever, and you pull your freaking gun out and show it to people?
You're just screaming armed robbery there, aren't you?
You're that's one of those situations. You're lucky. I mean, I'd hope an actual concealed carry person would have a little more sense. Not that guy, but someone else standing there doing it correctly would have a little more sense to see what was going on before they just jumped to guns a-blazing. That's a good way to get That's a good way to get yourself freaking shot.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if it was the same guy that comes to my gun counter and shows me his gun all the time.
That's even at your gun counter. That's not right.
No, it's not.
But
fun
you're
at
at
all.
a freaking grocery store,
right?
You're at the teller.
Yeah. What is that teller gonna think? I mean, if I was in that
I would
situation,
hit the silent alarm. Bang.
Yeah. Yeah, he pulled his gun on me.
The gun shouldn't leave your holster unless you're gonna use it.
Right.
What a freaking tool bag that guy was.
Yeah.
That's just...
he got an epic fail for the day, I think, on that one.
Yeah, exactly. So I posted up some pictures. I sent him in our group text, and I should repost this as well. There's a buddy of mine lives up in Boise. It's about an hour and a half away. A lot bigger metro area. And he was... did you see this one? He was in the Walmart. And he texted me.
Yeah. You did send me that.
Yeah, he text messages me, and there's a guy has a SCCY, okay, and it's in a crappy holster.
Yeah, I know this one.
He text messages me, and he's like, "So there's this guy. I'm following him around. he's not concealing this gun very well, and it's an enough that he could see what it was. It's an SCCY shoved down into a holster that doesn't fit it properly, and the
Right.
magazine is actually like halfway
Yeah,
ejected.
because he stuffed it down in there and it hit
Yeah.
the mag release.
Yeah, halfway ejected out of the freaking firearm. He goes, I want to reach up and I just want to pull his magazine out so freaking bad.
Just
Just pull it out. And so I texted him back and said, "You should do it." He goes, "I want to pull it out." And then I want to talk to him about the how it's nice to have a proper fitting holster, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, "You should do it and let me know how it goes." And then I said, "Well, before you do that, you need to record it on your phone and send it to me. I want to see it." And I get this message sent back to me, "Too late." And I'm like, "What do you mean it's too late?" He goes, "I was thinking about doing it, and then I heard this crash, and I looked up, and his magazine fell out of his freaking gun,
The rounds went all over the
hit
place.
the floor, broke the
broke the
magazine
mag.
open, and 9mm rounds rolled all over the floor,
Yep.
right there in the produce section." He said the guy
Wow.
scrambling around trying to find them. He couldn't find them all. He's like, "I picked up a couple. I was going to keep them. Then I thought, this guy's already embarrassed enough. I'll go give him give him his rounds back." And I said, "You should chew him out a little bit." He goes, "Oh, I was going to, but I felt so bad." I told him, at the very least, he needed to go and give the guy the link to the podcast.
Well, to me, that just shows you the quality of that gun. I mean, well, at least the magazine of that gun. If it's going to break from falling, I mean, how many feet was that? Probably 3.
3 maybe.
Falls 3 feet and breaks open and rounds go everywhere.
That's like another guy I ran into in Walmart. He was open carrying. I don't even know what kind of gun it was. He's open carrying it. He had the magazine in it, but the slide was locked back, and it was holstered, and he was walking through Walmart. And I followed that guy around until my wife got pissed and pissed off and yelled at me to quit it. She goes, "Quit being a creeper." Like, this
Whoa.
is freaking hilarious.
Had his slide locked back with, oh my gosh.
It's like he wanted to carry with the loaded magazine in it, but it's like he was too scared to actually carry with a round chamber.
Yeah.
So he locked the slide back.
Oh my goodness.
That's really stealthy, isn't it?
No, totally. Yeah.
Draw that thing and click.
Click. What was that?
I don't know. Did you hear that too? But anyhow, the things we see roaming around. So I want to issue this. This just came to me. I want to issue a challenge. Whoever
Ooh.
listens to the podcast, a challenge. Just 'cause I like making fun of people now. As summer comes upon us here, and the weather gets warmer and hot, people wear less clothes.
I feel like you're going to have people keep their camera handy.
Yeah, I am. You're going to see people carrying firearms, and you're going to see them in crappy holsters. You're going to see crappy firearms and crappy holsters. Maybe they're carrying them horribly. Maybe it's falling out of their pocket. Maybe they're using their butt crack as a holster. We've all seen that picture, right? Yeah, we've all seen it.
Whether we wanted to or not.
Exactly. Anything you see like this, I mean, you don't have to embarrass the person, but we all got cell phones. I want a picture. I want a picture of it, and I want you to send it to me. I want you to send it to the Patriot Defense Facebook page. I want to see these pictures. I want to start a freaking collection of them.
That would be awesome.
And we'll talk about them. And if you want to leave a little what you saw and this and that, send them to me. I want to see them. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be really awesome.
Instead of it, and it doesn't have to be in Walmart.
No,
but it's
obviously.
the people. It's
people of crappy carry.
The people of crappy carry or something. I don't know, but we're all going to see them, right?
Yeah.
In fact, this is going to encourage me to go grocery
Do you have,
shopping.
what's that one social media site where they use the hashtags?
I don't
know.
Tweeter,
Maybe.
Insta.
I'm too old for that crap,
Freaking,
so I don't know.
Freaking InstaFace.
Something like that. I was going to say you should start a hashtag.
But I don't know how you look up the freaking hashtags.
I don't know.
Okay, does anyone know? I know what hashtag is, kind of.
Don't you have like teenage kids and stuff?
They explain shit to me, and I don't listen. So just send it to me.
Sounds like me.
If somebody wants to explain how the hashtag thing works, we could do that.
Because you could start like a whole thing of hashtag.
What would we?
Crappy carry or something like that.
Yeah, like hashtag
crappy carry.
Hashtag fancy guns.
Fancy guns.
No,
you get nothing but high points on there.
Hashtag crappy pistoleros.
Yeah, you could do something like that.
Crappy carry.
Crappy
Hashtag crappy carry. And if you do that, I got to figure out how to locate
Now we got to
that.
get that. You know that, right?
Freaking, I got to.
We got to learn something new.
Oh, Dean's going to overload. He's never going to be able to do it.
I'm too old, man. I don't know what to do, so.
Anyhow, just give me those pictures. If you want to hashtag it, hashtag crappy carry.
Yeah.
Right? And then I think
so.
I think I just go to my computer and type in hashtag. I don't
Yeah,
freaking
maybe,
know.
I don't know.
Anyhow, I want pictures. I want to see these because they're everywhere. I've seen them all the time. In fact, this is going to encourage me to go grocery shopping with my wife so I can look for these.
You get more kombucha if you do that.
Hey, have you drank this stuff?
Yeah, it makes me feel like my gut is high.
It's awesome. Anyhow, I'm kind of I won't say I'm a health nut, but I eat tofu now a little bit too.
Actually,
Cook it on the grill next time.
I actually tried tofu and it's not that bad.
It's really not. So anyhow, let's real gun guys don't eat tofu. What are you doing?
No, I mean I tried it. I don't eat it.
Okay, that's good. So we've got a call. We have a call from my buddy Eric, who used to work at Napa Auto Parts. He went into the Post Academy here in Idaho. He got hired on over at Gooding City.
Oh, right on.
And I don't know he was on the show. He's been on the show a few times at the beginning. Told us some self-defense stories and whatnot. Great guy. I plan on having him on as soon as he gets out of post. He has to be there for 10 weeks. He's got to be getting close. He's got to be like 7 or 8 weeks in. But when he gets out, I'm going to have him come back and tell us everything that he has learned.
Cool.
And try to tell me I'm wrong on everything. He's shooting those crappy 40 cals. But no, he's had a pretty good experience. But he was going to call in every week, but they've kept him really, really busy, and he only has like a day or two with his family on the weekends. So I haven't been bothering him too much. But he called in. We got a 2 or 3 minute call from him, and he's going to tell us what he's done so far. So I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and play it right now.
Good afternoon, Todd and the Patriot Defense Nation. This is Eric Swanson. I was just calling to check in with you guys here up at the Post Academy. All's going really good. I think in the last month or so, I've done more push-ups and run more miles in my entire life. It's been good, though. They've been doing a lot of training, a lot of law training. It's amazing the amount of court cases that I've been reading over. Learning a lot of the ins and outs, a lot more of what it takes to be in law enforcement. It's been an adventure, that's for sure. It's good times, though. I've made a lot of really good friends here. I've met people from all over the state. We have people from some of the tribes up north. We have people from eastern Idaho, Coeur d'Alene area. It's been really neat. I've made a lot of friends. Hope everything's going good with you guys, and I'm trying to check in on the podcast every once in a while. They've like I said, we're up bright and early, PT first thing every morning, running and gunning, just exactly as it sounds. Let's see here. We did Law Week. That was pretty exciting. The last 2 weeks has been emergency vehicle operations and firearms. That was a fantastic one. Got to shoot lots of ammunition on fancy courses with instructors everywhere, and I tell you what, it was great. I just tried to soak it in. There was instructors from all over America that were up here teaching us, and a wealth of information. So just wanted to call in, check in with you guys. Hope you guys are doing good, and y'all have a great night.
Okay, that was Eric from I call him Eric from Napa, even though he's not employed by Napa Auto Parts anymore. He is at Post Academy, and that's what he's gone through so far. Sounds like he's had a great time, lots of law training, lots of shooting. In fact, I believe, if I remember right, he didn't state it in his call, but I think he took either number 1 or number 2 for shooting in his class.
Cool.
So he was crazy worried about it when he came down here, and he came over here, and I helped him with his shooting a little bit, and he was like, man, I got to get my groups tighter. I got to get my groups tighter. I'm like, dude, you don't have to worry about shooting groups, man.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to have somewhat of a group, but I mean, you're looking for center mass. You're not looking for having all your shots touching, which would be fantastic. And so I got him convinced that he didn't have to worry about, like, you know, putting every bullet, every round in the same hole. The dude's holding a group like that.
Yeah. I got a buddy that went through the Post Academy, and he got like a sharpshooter certificate.
Yeah,
from Post.
He
and
may too.
It's like 99.6% accuracy or something like that. It was ridiculous. I mean,
so he's really excited about that. But I'll get him on to tell us more about that when he gets out of Post and kind of comes back, spend some time with his family and whatnot. I'm not gonna pull him away.
Let
from
him get
his family.
assimilated to his job. And
he's got
a
a wife and a few little kids, and he's got to get into it. And we'll have him come in and tell us some like combat stories or. Actually, I tell you what, I don't know. He's probably got to get to a certain level. Maybe I'll go to Gooding and maybe he'll let me do a ride along with him.
Yeah,
that would be freaking cool.
Those are pretty fun. I've done a couple.
Yeah, maybe I do a ride along. Maybe I could do the podcast from the car.
Oh, mobile podcast.
Mobile podcast. That'd be sweet. So anyhow, we'll see how that works. But we've actually got another phone call. Another phone call. We got it from our buddy. He called in on the Philip hotline. So let's Philip calls in like every show. And I like to hear from Philip. He's the only one that freaking calls us. Someone else needs to call us.
He gives us stuff to talk about.
You got friends, make them call in.
I've texted my friends the number and I don't know, they don't even call like for pizza delivery.
Do they listen to the podcast?
Probably not.
But yet they call right before the podcast asking about cable or internet suggestions.
Yeah, internet suggestions. I'll have him call.
You freaking have him call.
He would have a good perspective. I mean, I don't know.
What does he do?
He works at Home Depot.
So he's got
Well, I mean, he's gone through.
I'm just kidding you.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
He works at Home Depot.
He's a good guy.
He had a good perspective on guns. What does he do? He works at Home Depot.
Yeah. He's one of the guys I shoot with. So.
Oh, okay. I'll okay him.
I don't shoot with too many people because I don't know. Like I said before, I'm big on safety. So.
Oh well, no, and you should be. Anyone that goes out and shoots a fire should be big on safety. But enough of that. Let's take a listen to this phone call from Philip, and we'll comment on it afterwards. Here you go.
Hey guys, figure I'd call my hotline. LOL. But no, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I can rant on this topic for hours, but I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet. You guys were talking last week about some different issues, including guy breaks into a woman's house, woman shoots him. There's been other issues of guy breaks into people's houses, gets hurt, sues the people he's breaking into. I just want to classify that all as political correctness. And here's why I say that. Political correctness is, in my opinion, destroying the states. Because how can you have the United States of America when every time you turn around they're trying to restrict stuff on you? They're trying to tell you how to live your life. Everything from this, expert came out saying you're supposed to have babies give you consent to change their diapers. Last time I checked, a baby's not going to give you consent for anything. I know we're all fathers, so we all know what I'm talking about. But it's political correctness that you're supposed to have consent for your child to have a diaper change. I just came from a preschool graduation for my five-year-old. I don't know if they do that out there or not. They did it here. But how are we, as a society, teaching our kids, yeah, we're going to celebrate every little thing. And there's no losers, only winners. Kids baseball, they don't even keep score anymore. I went to my nephew's baseball game. They don't keep score because everybody wins. Which that's kind of like a long way around back to people suing people when they get hurt in their houses for breaking in. It's like, okay, I didn't win by breaking into your house, so I'm going to win by suing you because I got hurt. It's like me breaking into Todd's house. Todd shoot me. I'll live. He's only shooting me with a 9mm. But yeah, I sue Todd for shooting me, but I was in the wrong. We're not teaching our kids right from wrong anymore. We're teaching them no matter what you do, you're always a winner. No matter what you do, you're going to celebrate, you're going to win, you're going to be you're perfect. When we should be teaching our kids, hey, there's winners and losers. Hey, this is right or wrong. But political correctness is what is teaching our kids that way. And as a society, it looks down on people that go against political correctness. Political correctness is just a big gun.
Okay, that was Philip from, where the hell's he from? Damn it, Philip, I forgot where you're from again.
Indiana Jones, I think.
It's Indiana. That's Indiana. Philip from Indiana. So Philip calls in a lot, and he was talking about how what's the word I'm looking for here? Political correctness, right?
Right.
Political correctness in firearms, and I think he even made a stab at me about a 9mm not hurting him. And anyhow, what he's getting at is political correctness, and what he kind of got a little too far off in political correctness for the show. But Philip, keep calling in, okay, where we'll discuss this. So he talked about and I've talked about it on the radio too, that there's cases where people have actually broken into someone's house, and they get shot for breaking in because they're in this house or whatever. Someone shoots them, and then obviously the family comes in and sues them, and they win a bunch of money. Okay, I remember there was one where a guy was breaking into a house. He fell through the skylight, landed on the kitchen counter, and then sued that person. And I believe he won. He sued it because he got hurt. And I don't know what the ruling was. Like, maybe they shouldn't have had a freaking skylight.
Yeah.
Or maybe, maybe you shouldn't have been nosing around on people's roofs. And you also, I've also heard the call where someone gets shot and killed, and they were breaking in, and you see the grandma on the TV on the news going, "Well, he was. I don't know why they shot him. I don't know why they. He
was a good
kid. He was a good kid. He just had a little problem with breaking into people's houses."
Yeah.
Okay, that's another syndrome of everybody's a winner. Nobody freaking loses, right?
Yeah, that's what
you got kids, right?
Yeah.
So
with growing up, I was coaching, t-ball all the way through, little league and all that stuff for my boy, and that it just drove me nuts that they didn't keep score on the t-ball.
They don't keep score, and they don't. I mean, they punish a little bit, but at school they don't necessarily punish like they need to. So there's as my kids, I've got younger kids and I've got older kids than yours, and I've got younger kids, and it's getting worse and worse. So there's the kids have they don't get in trouble like they used to.
Well, there's no incentive to work hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? I reminded of, and this is just really quick, these cheerleaders that, there's tryouts for the cheerleading squad.
Uh-huh.
And they call it tryouts for a reason. If you're not good enough, you don't make it.
Right.
Deal with it. But anyway, one girl didn't make it. Her mom threw this big fit, and then so they let her on the cheerleading team. Well, all the girls that worked their butts off to get on that cheerleading team basically came out and said, everything that I just worked for means nothing.
Right.
And there's no incentive to work hard.
You've got no consequences whatsoever. There's no
right.
The kids have no consequences. So then you got these little. You can go back to the school shootings. Is what I'm going to liken this back to. So you got these kids. They've got no consequences. They've had no discipline. They got no anything.
Yeah.
And
they've never been told no.
They've never been told no. And life is hard. And they're whiners. And anyhow, they show up with a gun and start shooting everybody.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's essentially what's happened.
Because they didn't get it their way, and they basically threw a grown-up, or threw a temper tantrum that a 2-year-old would throw.
So yeah, I think if Philip's point was political correctness is bad on gun owners, obviously, but is ruining.
It's ruining the country.
It's ruining the country.
Yeah, it really is, and I agree with Philip 100% on that.
I mean, a kid can't even chew a freaking Pop-Tart into the shape of a firearm without getting expelled from school.
Yeah, this country is backwards.
Yeah, he can't play cowboys and Indians. I mean,
you can't even call them Indians anymore. That's offensive.
Yeah, they're Native Americans.
Well, they technically are, but still, it's. I mean, I don't know. There's some of the things that used to be. If people find it offensive, they need to get over it, because there's you're always going to get offended by something. You can't cry about it all the time.
Right.
And that the whole term, cry me a river, build me a bridge and get over it. That's what that is. I mean, you just got to, don't let it get you down and don't let it offend you. Just keep going.
Yeah. I mean, so people are so, the political correctness, people are so soft anymore that they get upset. Like I said, they Pop-Tart into a gun thing.
Yeah.
And you can't do this and you can't do that. And what it is I think the left is programming you to be so scared of firearms that they're even not us, even just other kids. Anything that resembles a firearm is bad. You're going to get expelled from school. A food that resembles a firearm is bad. You're going to get expelled from school if you have it. A finger gun is bad. You're going to gun. That's bad.
You can't even have water fights anymore.
You can't have anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a local story, and I didn't realize we were actually going to head this direction, but it fits right in. There was a graduation, and this is kind of touchy, and I think both me and Mark, neither of us, maybe I'm speaking for you, Mark, but I don't think we know which way to go on this. But someone has a video of it, and if I can find that article, I need to get it posted.
I didn't know there was a video of it.
Yeah, there's an actual video.
Wow.
So there's been lots of graduations, obviously, into the school year. Over at the college, CSI, they go into the gym, and the high schools will rent that out or whatever they do for bigger graduations. And I hate graduations, and I try not to go, period, because they're long, they're boring, they're freaking hot. I hate them.
Yeah.
Anyhow, there's a big high school graduation over there. And it was before, I think, graduation was even started. People are milling about. The place gets packed with people. Up at the very far corner at the bleachers, high up, there's a bunch of people sitting up there, and there's kids. Kids will run around and play. Okay, so there's a kid up there, and I don't know how old he is. The video's really grainy. I don't think he's not really little by any means, but he's not in high school or anything either. And he is up there, and he's got because we had a crazy rainstorms over the last week or so.
Yeah.
And he has a black umbrella, and he's using it. He's playing. He's standing up there, pretending it's a rifle, and you see him looking at it like it's a rifle, and you can see it moving like he's. Right. I don't even know if he's really aiming it at people, but he's aiming it down.
And I read the article, and the person said something about he was in a sniper's roost, or like up there pretending he was a sniper. And,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
so
I can understand how that could come across badly, and I totally understand that. I just, it's a kid.
I'll show you. You have to see the video.
Yeah.
But he's up there, and this guy's recording him, and supposedly has videoed it for a while, and is just appalled by this video of this kid up there looking like he's shooting people. I don't know what that is. Oh, it looks like it's an umbrella. And then they're still freaking out, and supposedly a wife or a family member went and notified security, and no one knows who this kid is. And eventually, in the video, the graduation ceremony starts, and the parent grabs him, and he sits down, and he quits. So I don't know that the kid had any evil real intent in his heart by any means, or he was just a bored kid. Reenacting something he saw on TV, may not even realize what he was doing and that it might look really bad or that it was a sensitive topic. He's a freaking kid, right?
Yeah.
And anyhow, they're trying to find out whose kid it is. They want to chat with him. They're thinking he might be the next school. And literally, that's what they're saying.
Jeez.
He might be a next school shooter. It might be. So I understand to a certain extent why they're concerned, and they want to do everything they can because, so many of these other shooters had showed signs and people ignored them. But I just don't think this was a sign. But then again, I look at it, you can't be too careful.
Right.
What's it going to hurt chatting with him?
That's true.
Yeah, look what the media, look what the political correctness has done to us, has put us on the edge. So anything that looks like this, we're jumping on top of.
Yeah.
And we're doing what we don't like them to do. They see a 5-year-old kindergarten age student chew a Pop-Tart in the shape of a gun or use a finger gun on recess, that kid's getting expelled.
Yeah, and
so we
labeled as the next school shooter.
And they're doing that, and we're going, that's crazy, that's stupid, that's ridiculous.
Right.
Yet there's a kid up in the corner with an umbrella. He's treating it like it's a rifle. It looks like he's shooting people. And I look at that, even I get slightly alarmed going, oh, man, that's not good.
Right.
But then I go, well, we don't know what he's really doing. I don't think he's going to be the next school shooter, but we don't know. But yet I'm jumping on that same bandwagon they freaking hate. It's just crazy how they program you to, I don't know. I don't know if what I said just makes any sense at all. But
no, I agree. But I mean, I don't want to come across as insensitive. Because yes, it could be alarming to people, especially with everything that's gone on lately. But I remember being a kid too.
right.
So, I guess you're not allowed to be a kid anymore. You're not allowed to do anything like that anymore.
I mean, even today, as an adult, okay, I'm maybe not going to aim a stick at people, but if I'm out, I've been out my house, I've had ducks fly over, and I haven't even had anything in my hands, but I'll stick out my arms like it's a shotgun and go bang, bang.
No, I did that the other day over here. I mean, we were outside talking.
All the time.
Yeah. You had some doves fly over or something, and
when the duck or bird flies over, and I act like I have a shotgun in my hand, and I pull up and go bang bang. I just got them, man. I can't wait for duck season. Does that all of a sudden make me a poacher?
Ooh.
Am I a future poacher?
Yeah, apparently.
I mean,
according to the left, that's the way they see it.
So I don't know. It's just I don't know what to think about that. It's a pretty interesting video. If anyone bothers to look at the show notes, I'll try to link it in the show notes. But if you're on my Facebook page, anything that I put in the show notes, I put on that Facebook page, usually a week before we even talk about it. So you can always,
we're talking about old news.
We're talking about old. We missed a freaking week.
Well, that's true. I'm not saying we should go out and create new news. That's not.
What do you say? Yeah, what are you saying?
I'm just saying I don't know.
New news is well, we'll be. I think we're gonna do. By the way, I think we're done with that topic. Thanks for the call,
Okay,
Philip.
yeah.
I think we'll try to do one this next weekend if you're available or Dean's available. And then I'm gonna run. I'll have my race the next weekend, and I'll be gone 3 days. I can't do it that weekend. I'll be leaving on Friday, and then we can do one the next weekend. So we will figure it out. See if I'm still alive after that freaking race. I'm literally wearing like special bands around my knee because my knees freaking hurt. I wear them when I run. And
is this the race that you go up the ridge and the deal and the
no?
thing?
I still go high on this one. This one's up 8 like Jeep trails, ATV trails.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The next race is I'm running the Continental Divide Trail.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Beaverhead, and it's
that's the one.
55K. And it's pretty intense. It goes up to 10,000 feet, and it's actually I run it on a trail, and it's what they actually call like a single track. So it's like a hiking trail, a little trail over rocks and stuff, which I'm really looking forward to. But man, I mean, I'm excited. I'm just getting nervous is the problem. So it is what it is. I mean, it'll happen, right? Anyhow, that's not gun news. What you see what's on my mind right now?
Yeah, you're definitely getting set for that race. I can tell.
In my head, I'm getting scared. So, is there anything else that you look at to see if there's any articles that I sent to you? That
well,
we need to touch on?
I mean, there's one that kind of goes along with that.
We'll pull it up.
That one that we were just talking about people, breaking into your home and then you're the one that gets sued because you shot them. That there was an article in Tennessee, I think it was.
Yeah.
Where 4 people attacked a guy that was walking into a McDonald's with his daughter.
Okay. Yeah.
And he basically, I don't know if he's able to set his daughter down or what, but it sounds like she was on the curb and he turned and fired on and hit one of them. And they all 4 ran back to their car and then drove down the road. The one that got hit, they dropped off at like a fire station there that was just down the road. The guy that called 911 told the 911 operator that it was a justified shooting, and flat out said any father would have done that to protect their kids.
Right.
But from what it sounds like, they're going to charge the guy for shooting the guys that were attacking him.
They're really.
That's what I understood from the article.
Was he not legal to have a gun right there?
I don't know the circumstances, but that's.
So they're going to punish the guy for defending.
himself and his daughter. So, that's that backwards mentality in this country.
Must be in Chicago. Who knows? So here's another one. And you guys, I don't know. I'll read part of this. It says, man who shot himself in Austin Landing Home Goods had a gun improperly holstered. Okay. Says the Xena man in his 60s who shot himself while in the restroom at the Austin Landing Home Goods store was using. We have this store coming to Twin, by the way.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah. Let's see. At the Austin Landing Home Goods store was using a holster not regulated for the gun he was carrying. A spokesman with Austin Landing said the holster was filled with some type of paper to make the gun fit, so it went bang. What the hell? So he filled it with paper to make the gun. I wonder if he's carrying like an Uncle Mike's.
It's my understanding that he shot himself in the wiener.
You're going to shoot yourself in the wiener. I tell you what, if you're going to... so I'm assuming it was appendix carrying.
That's what it sounds like.
Is that... so he stuffed his holster. Is that akin to like stuffing your... Never mind.
Well, probably, yeah. Wearing a cod piece or whatever they call it.
Anyhow, get a proper holster. And no, you don't have to buy a $200 holster like me with a cup holder and Wi-Fi and all that crap. Get a holster that fits your gun, that your gun fits into properly.
Yeah.
And
if you unholster your gun, don't point it right at your hip.
Well, why? I don't.
That's that other article about the the resident that open carries.
Let me finish on this, and then you can do that one. So you should never. I guess if you're appendix carrying, it's a little different. You have to. But your gun should never leave the holster. If you've got to take your gun, if it's in the way and you're going to use the restroom, especially if you're appendix carrying, remove the entire
holster
gun and
everything.
holster one piece.
Yeah.
If it's a proper holster, it is so easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
If your belt slides through a loop on it, just unslide your belt and take it off.
Yeah.
If it clips over, grab it as one piece and remove it.
Yeah, it's real easy to unclip it if it's a clip. I mean,
you should never have to stuff paper. You don't want anything extra in your freaking holster because that's what gets hung up on the freaking trigger.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that one.
That's he deserves to have shot himself in the freaking wiener.
Yeah, he shot himself in the goods at Home Goods.
Now it's not gonna. He shot himself in the goods at Home Goods, and now when he gets home, it ain't gonna be good no more.
Nope, no more goods.
No more. He's not gonna get the goods at home.
Yeah,
There
maybe
we
he
go.
might have to go to Bed Bath and Beyond and go to the Beyond section there. And
Never mind.
Anyway,
that took a wrong turn. Anyhow, this next article.
so the next article, the gal said that she openly carries after some shooting, at an
Kansas
apartment
City.
thing. Yeah.
Kansas City.
And in the picture, I mean, it's blatantly obvious what she's doing wrong. She pulls it right out of the holster
to show the reporter.
to show the reporter and points it right at her
I love
leg.
it. She pulls it out of the holster. It's a crappy holster.
Yeah.
Too. Points it at her. She's got the finger off the trigger. Thank the
Yeah.
Lord. And she's like, "Don't worry. Don't worry. I've got the safety on." And then she holds it out front, which I think she points it at the actual reporter at one point, and that's when she tells him not to worry. The safety's on. Don't worry about it.
Right.
She slides the magazine out and goes, "I got them. What'd she call it? I got them home protection rounds in here. Them home protection bullets in here." She wedges it back in there, fumbles with it again, points it at herself, the reporter, anyone else.
And then talks about all the safety training that
Yeah.
she's had on it. Yeah, which is, I mean, completely blown out the window. If you're, I don't know. That's just a
freaking tools. They're out there. They're out there. People need to just take a good class. People need to quit spending money on firearms and put some of that money toward a safety class. And literally, I'm not talking you need to know how to go out and defend yourself. You just need a basic safety class. You can get most of those for freaking free.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, if you can find a good one online to just learn, not an enhanced concealed carry class online. That's bogus. But anyway, like anything safety, you can find online.
So if you're looking online and you're looking like on, if they're still on there, YouTube gun videos, and you're looking there, and this video's got 10 million hits, and this one's got two hits. You might take a look at the ones with 2 hits because chances are everyone's watching this 10 million hit one because they're making fun of it. Check out the comment section.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely read the comments on a lot
Come
of
on.
stuff. I just want to bring this up. Update on that. The couple from the class a while back where the guy shaved his thumb. They came in the store today.
Again. Sweet.
Yeah, they weren't buying ammo this time. They were buying, I don't know, stuff for their Traeger or whatever. But as they're walking out, the gal, she asked me, "Are you still shooting?" And I said, "Well, yes, ma'am, I am." And she says, "Good. So are we."
Dude, she's so freaking awesome.
And I said, "You are awesome." I said, "That's awesome."
That's so awesome.
So yeah, they're having a blast. I mean, they're just having so much fun doing that.
She's checking on you now.
Yeah, she's checking on me now.
That's freaking awesome. That is, I got challenged today. Challenged.
Uh-oh.
This guy that I was arguing with the 1911 thing with,
Yeah.
he's telling me how much quicker a 1911 is, how much faster you can shoot a 1911. We're bouncing. I'm sorry, folks. We are bouncing all over back and forth.
Now, is this including all the mag changes you have to do with the 1911?
He said it was quicker because I brought that up. So anyhow, he was telling me that all the top shooters, the ones that do the speed shooting competitions, they all use these 1911s because they're fast guns. No, I don't doubt that they do. Okay, he's saying you kick that safety off and that trigger's like just right there. It's a bang bang bang. There's no trigger slack. I mean, there's nothing. And I understand they've got nice triggers in them. Correct?
Yeah, but who runs around with a competition gun?
That's right. Who runs? So anyhow. I was telling him that I was like, well, you got to kick that safety off. I draw mine and shoot. Oh, that's faster. It's faster. It's faster. And they probably are, whatever. But he came out later on. We weren't even talking about this anymore. He's jumped around today about as much as we're jumping around on the freaking podcast. And all of a sudden he's like, I challenge you, 5,000 rounds. We'll set up plate racks. I'll use my 1911 and you use whatever gun you want. And I guarantee you I will have no malfunctions, no misfeeds, and I will be faster than you. And I'm like,
5,000 rounds.
That's what he said. 5,000 rounds.
Okay, I'll time that and see how long it takes you guys to do 5,000 rounds.
But anyhow, my thoughts were, we aren't even on that radio show. We're not even. I don't care how fast you can shoot it. As far as a 1911 and competing, that's not what I'm all about.
Right.
I'm not helping people compete. I'm helping people defend their lives. And if that means carrying a firearm with 19 rounds in it versus 6 or 7. I think that's the better avenue to go.
Capacity wins every time.
I think so.
Yeah.
And he says that his capacity is just fine because he carries a 1911 that's a 9mm.
Well, shoot, I'll just throw in a happy stick in my Glock and we'll just see who wins out of 30.
Well, here's the thing.
See who wins out of 30 rounds.
He's defending 1911s. He doesn't carry a 1911. He's carrying a 1911 variant.
Yes.
1911 on one hand, 1911 variants on the other hand.
Right, but still, we're talking about capacity. You throw in a happy stick. 33 rounds
Good to
versus
go.
His 17 rounds.
Happy stick. I'm going to get one of them drums, one of them dual drums for my freaking...
So to hell with the gun. It's all about the magazine capacity.
There you go. There you go. Anyhow, I don't think I'm going to take him up on his challenge because that would involve me going to a local competitor's range, and I'm not going to do that.
You think he if you do the shooting challenge, he has to do the running challenge?
Ooh, that would kill him. Do you think he listens to the podcast? He never has mentioned. I talk about it. I'm fixing to find out, aren't I? So anyhow, hey, I'm going to mention this, and we'll see. I want to put in a nice outro. I want to get some nice outro music for the podcast. Okay, and I've been trying, but I'm trying to. A-team. Yeah, the problem, I can't afford that. There is. Whenever you can't use even bits of actual songs because you got to pay for it.
Right.
And it's like lots of freaking money. So I found there's a group that I like. I like some weird genre of music. I like all kinds of music. There's a genre I like. It's called hip hop. I don't know. Anyhow, I'll play it for you. It's kind of like a country rap type stuff. Okay. And I found this song, and it'd be freaking awesome to put on the end of our podcast. And I'm hoping I can use it. So what I did is I just went ahead and I found all the contact info. They aren't as big as let's say like AC/DC. So I'm hoping that they're not as big, and they'll say, yeah, sure, use it on your podcast. And so I emailed a bunch of people. I have not received anything back yet, but I'm going to keep emailing. I'm going to see if I can get permission to use this freaking song. But I can't tell you what it is right now, but I'll play it for you off the air.
Okay.
Well, I can't even see. That's the thing is I can't even play it in here where people can hear it, or I have to freaking pay money for it.
That's bogus.
It's bogus. So until then, I guess we're just gonna do our same crappy outro, which is
We can't even do the ESPN like Sports Center one. I mean,
we can't do shit.
Man.
I'm not a rich man. It would take everything I have.
if I was a musician, I would come up with one for
and
you.
buy
but-
UTM runs. Well, I can go on sites and I can get music, but it's like nothing fits. It's
Yeah.
just like there's no words really, and it's all I have to like pay like it's like $400 for like a year subscription.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and I don't really want to do that. Not that
Yeah.
I don't think the podcast is important, but I'm not a rich man. Now, if you want to donate money because you think Todd needs a cool outro
And a Learjet.
and a Learjet, I need a Learjet. I want to fly in style. So anyhow, until then, I think we are done. Get out. Oh, well, we're not done yet. You keep them on.
Do you want to
Yes.
throw the podcast hotline number out
Yeah.
there?
So podcast hotline? Everyone needs to freaking call it. Philip calls it. Be like Philip. He's still
Yes.
waiting for his damn shirt. And
Oh,
I shouldn't have
dang
thrown
it.
that out there.
We shouldn't have said that.
So call the Philip podcast hotline. That number is
1-208-696-4397.
one more time.
Podcast hotline 1-208-696-4397.
That will give you 3 minutes to leave a question, to leave hey, Todd, this is so-and-so from so-and-so. That'll leave 3 minutes for you to leave a self-defense story. If you run out of time, call back. I will glue them together, attach them with the magic that I'm learning, and we will get it answered. We'll get it on the show, even if you just want to do a shout-out. If you want to email me, you can do that at patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. Find the Facebook page, Patriot Defense. It's really easy. Like the page. Shoot me a message there if you want. More importantly, we still have the same amount of listeners, which is great. I love all our listeners. I love the people who download the podcast, but we're not really growing much anymore.
Share it with your friends. Share it with your family.
Subscribe, like, share it on social media. If you don't have any friends, just share it on social media.
There you go.
Say, man, I listen to this podcast. Everyone should take a listen to it. Do whatever you can do. Make flyers. Put them around the neighborhood.
We got to get that hashtag crappy carry going.
And, hashtag crappy carry. Take a picture of someone carrying some crazy gun, carrying in an odd way, a shitty holster. I mean, something, a hole in their pants, the butt crack. I don't care what it is. Get a picture of it. Send it to me. Hashtag that freaking crappy carry. Hashtag crappy carry. This is going to be awesome.
Think about it, because somebody's going to put it down their butt now, and it's going to really be crappy carry.
Great. Guess who they're sending the picture to?
Oh, man, we set ourselves
I've already received one with shaved nipples. I don't need that. See that again. Anyhow, until then, we are out of here. Catch you guys on the flip side. See ya. Bye.